Oscar Micheaux is a very well-known black filmmaker that was born, I believe, in 1884 and did most of his works during the early 20s and 30s. From what I understand, he had over 30 films to his credit, and that his films were primarily based on upgrading the aspects of the black man in films. The theater that was located in Buffalo at the corner of Kensington and Bailey was named after him, the Oscar Micheaux Theatre. It was a former movie theater complex which organization named Sonship Communications took over and was able to get funding to renovate the building and turn it into an art center. The concept there was to have a performing and visual arts complex within the community in order to do, cultural things from our aspect. April of '79 it opened up, and we started with a film series, black films, Raisin in the Sun, and a number of black films, along with a children's program that they ran on the weekends so that the kids can come to get some cultural exposure in their age group. The theater was also going to be a performing arts center in terms of rentals, to have the community have an opportunity to bring shows live shows within the community as well as the films. I had been involved in the arts community for a long time. I had a degree from Damon College in theater arts, performing arts. While I was at the college, I worked with the Theater Youth Company. I was one of the founding members. I came to the Oscar Micheaux Theatre after having spent some time at the Shays Buffalo. I was part of the original group that helped to save those Shays. When I came to the Oscar Micheaux Theatre, it was an opportunity for me to really work within the community. It was something new that was being started again by Sonship Communications, and I felt at that time that this was a good avenue and venue to build something of quality within the black community. We had a nice mix between the films and the performing arts as well as lecture series. The theater was associated largely with the University of Buffalo at that time, so we had Professor Jim Pappas, who appeared at various times to do lecture series. Well, the most fun time was the weekends when the kids would come in. I mean, their eyes would light up when they felt that we had special programming just for them. Matter of fact, we did have a live show at one time. We brought in a local artist from Lockport, Kenny Bird, that's what it was, Kenny Bird and Friends. Had the puppet act that performed a live show for the children, and they were very excited about it. The National Endowment for the Arts and the New York State Council on the Arts were the main source of funding for the Oscar Micheaux. Now, we always understand that this is a hard thing within the community, to get the community to actually go into their pocket and both donate as well as participate. That's always been a struggle to get people to come out to see performances. But we felt at the time that we had such a jewel there in the community that we were going to get that support. In the beginning it was very, very sparse, but things were beginning to turn around until, unfortunately, our program there was cut short due to a tragedy.
What was the tragedy? The
tragedy was we were in a complex that was on the corner of Bailey and Kensington, and there was a fast food restaurant that was also housed in that complex, and I believe they had an explosion in their kitchen, which resulted in a grease fire of some type, and the complex caught on fire. And because of the fire, the structure was no longer sound, and therefore they had to demolish everything that was on that block. So consequently, Oscar Micheaux was demolished after a short run. I think for the first time there was an opportunity for a community to produce something of high quality and standard from within. And that's not to say that what we have existing now at the African Center, which has been there for quite some time, isn't of that same caliber. But this was going to take us into a more diverse aspect in terms of what the community could produce and sustain with support from the arts community, as well as the funding community, as well as the participants in the Black community.